What's up, guys? It's Guys Being Dudes back with another college football episode. We got Big Cat, as always, and we have
Hello.
guest of the week, Ian. Ian, what's up?
Not much, just ready to give the best college football predictions. Definitely going against
Yeah.
Big.
Guys, if we forgot to mention, this is Ian, the 19-year-old degenerate gambler that y'all are getting to see this weekend. So if you want to lose money, pay attention to him.
I don't lose. Vegas loses to me.
Ooh, I like
Oh,
that. I like that take.
Yeah, Vegas loses to him.
First, we got the top 10, just our top 10 of the week. I'll go ahead. I'll start it with at 1, I've got Clemson. 2, I've got Alabama. 3, Florida. 4, Notre Dame. 5, Auburn. 6, Miami. 7, Georgia because of their performance last week. Then 8, Texas. 9, UCF. And number 10, North Carolina.
Okay, mine's a little different. I mean, I know North Carolina's playing pretty good this year. I do have, fairly the same a little bit. I got Clemson at 1, Bama at 2. I got Auburn at 3 only because I feel like they beat a more challenging team in Kentucky.
Yep.
And I do have Florida. The only reason I have them below Auburn is because they played Ole Miss, man. And I said it in the picks last week. Ole Miss is trash. Then I got Notre Dame, then Miami, then Texas. I have Cincinnati as my number 8.
Yep. And we know from the past that you have them in the playoff picture.
Yep, I've said it every week. I was going to say it again. Cincinnati, playoff picture for sure. Then I have Georgia only because their quarterback situation is just not working.
Yep.
And if you go to ESPN, that's one of the headlines for this weekend as well. And at number 10, I got UCF, kind of a bubble pick right there. They're number 11 on like the professional rankings. I have them as 10.
Yeah, and I think the two things to take away and notice from that is that no Big Ten teams are in the top 10.
No, and I did notice, when I was checking up, getting ready for this, Oregon is number 14. Oregon hasn't even played, man, and they're literally they just started saying that they're going to play. It's like a 7-game season. How is Oregon number 14? That pisses me off. That's all I'm going to say.
Ian, what you got?
Yeah, what you got, Ian? Let's hear it.
I got Clemson number 1, Florida number 2.
I know we're going to have some fuck-ass Florida vote here.
Florida number 2 just because of powerhouse offense, and, of course, that defense is only going to get better.
Okay.
Exactly.
Bama, I just don't trust Mac Jones, so I have him at 3.
All right.
And then I think 4, I had Auburn, then Georgia. So heavy SEC.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't exactly remember who I put at 6 through 10.
At 6, you had Ohio State. So
Okay, I'm going to put Ohio State. I don't care if they haven't played a game. They're going to be top 6. It's just Ohio State.
You don't think they should earn it before they're ranked?
Yeah, you don't think that maybe – if we're being honest, I have Cincinnati and UCF in the top 10 only because they're playing and they're winning games. Ohio State is not even playing.
I just feel like Justin Fields is one of the best college football quarterbacks this season if he gets to play, and I feel like they'll be top 5 if they play. So
yeah.
Okay. That's fair. That's one of the arguments I have is that, like I said, Oregon's number 14 and their season's going to be like 7 games. So that's why I don't have any Big Ten teams in my top 10.
I do feel like Ohio State will have an easy schedule. Yeah. I know they play State of Michigan, but that's just
Michigan. In my opinion, Michigan always fails to live up to their hype,
especially with Jim Harbaugh. Not a fan.
No, they always fail to live up to their hype.
They've got to Jim Harbaugh's got to get out of there sooner or later.
Yeah.
And then at number 7, you had Notre Dame, 8 Miami, 9 Texas, and 10 UCF.
I like Miami's quarterback.
Who did he have in?
At number 10, he had UCF.
Okay, I like that. I have UCF at number 10 too. I like that.
Yeah.
I think the one that I disagree with out of all of them is you have North Carolina in there. I just feel like North Carolina is getting kind of lucky that the Big Ten's not playing and the Pac-12 isn't playing.
Well, so I've watched North Carolina. I really like them. I like Mac Jones and what he's done with the program. I think that big prediction. I was going to talk about it later, but I think that they will be competing for an ACC championship within the next 3 years. I also like the quarterback Sam Howell and how he runs the offense. So that's why I put them at number 10.
That's fair. I mean, I said that he's going to go to the playoffs this year. So
yeah, big predictions here. Big predictions.
What's so funny, dude? If you're going to come on the show and laugh like that, you're going to have to say what's so funny.
Cincinnati going to the playoffs. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. No
They're
AAC.
undefeated right now.
No AAC.
You can't argue with being undefeated and, you know.
Cincinnati dominates so far.
I can argue with an AAC team being in the playoffs. It just won't happen.
There is an argument to be made there.
No Pac-12 teams, so why not an AAC team?
There have been Pac-12 teams.
No, I said not this year.
Oh, well, that just means it could be two SEC, Clemson and Ohio State when they play.
So you Iowa State, even though that they haven't played in the first now 5 weeks of the season.
Yes, I still think they'll play in the college football playoffs.
Do you think they deserve it, or do you just think that they'll be handed it? And we all know that, but do you truly believe they'll earn it?
I think so. I mean, I feel like they'll beat the brakes off every single team in the Big Ten, and you can't discredit that, even though I'm not a fan of Big Ten football.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Next up, we've got Heisman talk.
Trevor Lawrence, pussy.
Okay,
Caltra, number.
I'm just gonna go top 3 here. I think right now Trevor Lawrence is obviously in the lead. I think he's the best quarterback in the country. Number 2, I have De'Aaron King, and I've taken Justin Fields out because he hasn't played a game. Once he plays a game, he will enter the Heisman talk for me. But right now he hasn't played a game, so I can't put him in there. So De'Aaron King is my number 2, and he's been doing really well with Miami. I think he deserves a spot. And then number 3, I have Mac Jones because I think that he's got so many weapons around him in the Alabama offense.
Okay, I like that. My picks for Heisman is obviously going to be Taylor Swift as first, and then I have Bo Nix ahead of De'Aaron King only because, dude, that weapon that he has on the outside, I forgot his name. He's like 6'3". You throw the ball 10 in the air, that man will go up and get it. I like that. But, you know, Taylor Swift is going to walk away with it just because she doesn't – one, she's not playing anyone this year. Florida State's not a contender. There's not many people that the ACC is going to have to play against. So she's going to win it. She'll go number 1 in the draft, and then she'll end up probably like poor Joe Burrow, be on a team that has no offensive line, and she'll get her ass kicked.
Like Taylor Swift related to DeAndre Swift?
Absolutely not. I was referencing Taylor Swift as the Clemson starting quarterback.
Oh, I thought they were related.
No. The male that you mentioned, I'm mentioning, in my opinion, as the pop singer Taylor Swift.
Yeah. DeAndre Swift and Taylor Swift are related.
DeAndre.
Yeah, DeAndre, the one that played for Georgia. You didn't know they're related?
No.
You'll have to look that up later.
It's kind of weird that you bring in that random ass fact, but hey, you know, everybody knows something someone doesn't. Yeah. I like that.
Mm-hmm. My top 3 right now is Kyle Trask, number 1, best quarterback.
Okay, so hold on. We're gonna stop right here. If you're gonna come on this college football, we're not gonna suck the hell out of the Gators' cock, okay?
I mean,
because Kyle Trask is absolutely not number 1. It's
number 1 team in the SEC, and will be the number 1 team in the nation after the next few weeks.
We got a number 2.
And I have Trevor Lawrence number 2, and then the Miami quarterback at number 3.
De'Aaron King put some respect on his name. I like it.
Doesn't even know the name, but he's throwing him in there. I like that.
He's cold.
A little new thing we got is good-looking uniforms. This week, Vanderbilt debuting. It's an all-black helmet. The Nashville skyline is on the back. And then one side says Vandy and the other one has the star, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you see your house skyline at Addison?
Can I see my house? Yeah, it's my house is literally in the skyline. Like it's in the building. That's where I live.
That's what I thought. Since you're from Nashville, I didn't know if like your house was in that. So that's pretty cool.
It's on the skyline. So it's like home warming to me. I love it.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
They asked me if I wanted to be like my little picture like in the building, and I declined because I'm too big for that.
Yeah, no, I like that. I thought it was because I was wow, like that's paying homage to Addison's hometown, and you can see your actual home. So.
Right. Yeah, I came up with the idea and they loved it.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna get into our picks of the week. First off, we got number 13 Texas A&M at what are they? Number 2? Yeah, number 2 Alabama. I'm gonna go with Alabama. Not much to say here other than Texas A&M looked very bad against Vanderbilt last week. Could be week 1 jitters. Don't think it was. I don't think they're very good. Mac Jones looked really good against Missouri. That's not saying much though because it is Missouri and they're not very good either. But I'm going to predict Najee Harris having a huge game. Alabama's running back. I'm going with he's going to have over 200 yards on the ground and at least 2 touchdowns.
I agree. I said the same thing last week, and I'll say it this week. Texas A&M is always overhyped. Also, you don't have the Big Ten or the Pac-12. Couple teams in the top 25 out of those 2 conferences. A&M is going to show up to Bama and get absolutely stomped. When you can't eat – I mean, what was that spread for the Vandy game? They were by like a touchdown.
33-point spread, I think, either 33 or 31-point spread.
Yeah, and they won by 5.
Yeah, they won by 5 points. Like, you're playing Vanderbilt. Nothing against Vandy, but Vandy always sucks. So I see Texas A&M going into Bama and just basically knowing, hey, we're about to get our ass kicked. Let's just play, get our meal after the game, and let's go home.
Yeah.
So I got Bama.
I will pose this question right here. Has Texas A&M got worse, or has Vanderbilt gotten a lot better?
No, first game. No, yeah.
Jitters?
Definitely hasn't gotten better. I think it was jitters.
Okay.
It was jitters, but also you got to think, like, look at LSU's first game jitters. They were missing 17 players from last year. A&M's not graduating off 17 starters and stuff like that. A&M's just not that good. They're just hyped up every year.
Yeah. What do you got on this one?
Ever since Manziel left, A&M is not the A&M they were for those 2 or 3 years.
I got Bama big time.
Yep.
There's not a say about it. It's going to be Bama big.
Next we have number 25 Memphis at SMU. I'm going to go with Memphis in this one. They've been off for 2 weeks, I believe.
3.
Oh, they've been off for 3 weeks. And they haven't played a game, but I'm going to stick with them on this one. I think they're going to be prepared. Haven't heard much about SMU. I do know they have a decent quarterback in Shane Buechele, but I still got to go with Memphis.
Okay. I'm going to, I'm from Memphis, love the football team. Even though we're not in the best conference, we're not a huge team, still love them because we'll score against anyone. We just won't stop everyone. I'm going SMU for the simple fact, and Ian asked me this a couple nights ago, and here's the reason why I'm going to take SMU. Memphis played week 1. We beat Arkansas State. Solid game. Good. Boom. Next week, week 2, we had a bye. The next week, COVID. Next week, COVID. This is now our 4th week without playing. I want to know which players tested positive. I want to know, how they're doing now, which we're not going to find that out. No one's going to be like, can you tell us which player it was and who it was? How are they feeling? The reason I'm taking SMU, Shane Buechele, solid quarterback. Last year, it was College game day, Memphis versus SMU. I think Memphis won't be healthy enough and won't be conditioned enough to take on SMU. I hate to say that. I love Memphis, GTG, but I got SMU in this one.
I got Memphis big time. I also have a bet on them, so I need them to win.
Did Janet
I told you not to bet on Memphis. I'm serious. Like, that's like that. When we make our locks of the week, we'll tell you my lock of the week.
I feel like Brady White's going to come out hungry and torch him.
Next, we have number 7 Auburn at number 4 Georgia. I'm going to go with Auburn in this one. Like I said when we were going through our top 10s, Georgia does not deserve that 4 spot after struggling last week against Arkansas. They looked bad at the QB spot last week, but they do have transfer JT Daniels back. He will be playing this week. But I don't think he'll be prepared. I don't think he'll be ready to take on Auburn. I'm going to go with Auburn in this one, and I think Bo Nix will have a huge game on the ground and through the air. I think he'll just be able to throw it up wherever he wants to and get touchdowns easily.
I completely agree. Give me Auburn. Georgia has too much of a it's a knot you can't untie at quarterback right now. That's why at halftime against Arkansas they had 5 points. Yeah, they ended up scoring a good bit and blowing them out, but it's Arkansas at the same time. Give me Auburn just because Bo Nix now sees, hey, man, if I get in trouble, I can throw this fucking pigskin up, and one of my dudes is going to go up, jump, and get it. They're going to moss on someone. I respect Bo Nix a little bit more because I saw that, he's, a sophomore, I think?
Yeah, he's a sophomore this year.
Did not play like a sophomore. Played like he was an upperclassman, in my opinion. But Georgia, like I said, there's just a knot in the quarterback position. Not a big fan of them. They should not be that high in the rankings. I'm taking Auburn all day.
See, I'm going to disagree with both of you. I'm going to go Georgia. That Georgia defense is still pretty stout, in my opinion. I feel like they just came out and weren't ready to play with their quarterback, got it figured out, dropped 30 points in the second half. I feel like they're going to go – wait, is it at Auburn or is it at Georgia?
It's at Georgia.
Yeah, I feel like at home they're going to have it figured out, and that defense is going to put the clamps on Bo Nix because I think Bo Nix is a little overhyped.
All right. Next, we have number 18 Oklahoma at Ohio State. Last week, Oklahoma loses.
Iowa State.
I'm going to go with Iowa State in this one. Iowa State is bringing back the black uniforms. Love to see this. Also, with the black uniforms in 2018, they beat number 6 West Virginia, and then last year they beat number 25 Texas in the black unis as well. And the saying, look good, feel good, play good. So I think they're going to play good, and I think they're going to pull this one out against Oklahoma.
I'm going to agree with the pick. I'm not going to agree with the uniforms because I agreed last week with our guest Logan and said Ole Miss is going to have some swagger to them. You get the powder blues. It's going to make them play a little bit better. Didn't help at all. But I will agree with the Iowa State pick. I like Iowa State. Memphis played them in the Liberty Bowl 3 years ago, I think, now. And I got to watch it in person. Iowa State's not a bad team. Oklahoma's quarterback, Rattler, whatever his name is, kid sucks, in my opinion. He just hands the ball to the other team 3 times against Kansas State. So give me Iowa State. I'm not a big fan of Oklahoma this year. So I guess that's all I can really say about them. I don't like the hype train for Oklahoma this year. No sooner.
I'm going to disagree. I think that powerhouse offense in Oklahoma and that they always have is going to come out hungry. They're going to put up probably 50-plus points on Iowa State.
All right.
Yeah, well, they better agree or else they're out of the playoff picture. They got to win out now.
Yeah. Next, we got number 20 LSU at Vandy. We saw last week LSU struggled against Mississippi State. They did lose 17 starters on offense and defense to the draft or graduates. But I'm going to go ahead and stick with LSU in this one. Last week, Vandy did hold their own against A&M. I think they look pretty good. But Coach O, I think he's going to have the boys ready. They're going to be looking for vengeance. So I'm going to go ahead and say that LSU just blows them out of the water.
I agree. I think that LSU maybe was a little bit shocked. They may have been a little bit too young last week. You're also playing against the air raid. That's never been in the SEC like Mike Leach does it. With that being said, though, LSU whips up on Vandy, in my opinion. First week jitters a little bit. You're young, but I think gets them. I mean, like, hey, we're not fucking around anymore. All right, this crawfish season, we're going eating. I think it's not crawfish season. I just had to say it like it was, but I think LSU big over Vandy. Not necessarily big, but I said it last week for Florida and Ole Miss. I at least give them 17 points.
So I'm going to go with LSU, and I don't think Vandy will score more than 10 points. I mean, their defense, even though they got torched for 600-plus yards, they still got 5 turnovers and a touchdown on defense. I just feel like the offense was not there at all last week, and it kind of screwed over the defense, not being on the field much.
Yeah, Vanderbilt also doesn't have the air raid, doesn't have Mike Leach, and doesn't have the talent like Mississippi State has. So I can agree with that.
I think it's going to be a big blowout.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask y'all this real quick about that game last week. Did Mike Leach outcoach Coach O? New coach. Mike Leach is a good coach.
I can see that side. I can agree with that. I think that also LSU didn't have their best cornerback and probably the cornerback of the year in Derek Stingley Jr., which was he won the cornerback award last year. So I think not having him was a big letdown.
Yeah, Ian, what's your thought? Because, like, in my opinion, I don't know if Coach O is necessarily ready for the air raid. And you get Mike Leach, who is a coach who is literally the air raid master. Ian, what do you think? I want to know. I want someone's opinion. I want some opinions on that.
So I'm going to go back on what I said earlier. I don't really think that he wasn't ready for the defensive plan. I think more he wasn't planning on Mississippi State's defense to hang with his offense. And I think he put a little too much trust in Miles Brennan, who ended up sucking. And so the offense not being on the field at all, that grad student transfer from Mississippi State, boy, was slinging it. And I just don't think that the secondary was ready. And they weren't getting much pressure at all, except in order when they had one fumble.
You think the defense wasn't ready more so than it's not the air raid caught them off guard? It's just the defense wasn't ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I just thought of that question just now, so I figured I'd ask y'all. In my opinion, I think Coach Leach, I think he's bringing something to the SEC that not many teams are going to be ready for, having to defend his type of offense, because his type of offense is we're going to fucking chunk this thing probably 8 out of 10 times.
I think Arkansas will hang with Mississippi State, though.
Okay.
I feel like those defense pretty decent, and they'll know.
That's a pick coming up, so go ahead, Addison. My bad.
Next we got Virginia at number 1 Clemson. I'm going to go with Clemson in this one. It's going to be a blowout. Clemson has a cupcake schedule like every year. The ACC is not very good, so I got to go with Clemson in this one.
Yeah, just give me Clemson. I mean, Taylor Swift center, that's fine. I mean, there's not much to say about this one. Give me Clemson. Give me Taylor. You got that red dress, something look in your eyes.
All right. Then also next we have TCU.
Whoa, we didn't get Ian's pick. I think he said Virginia.
No, he said Clemson.
Oh, he said Clemson. Okay, all right. I thought he said Virginia. You almost caught me off.
You were talking over him. I heard him, but you didn't.
I wasn't talking. I was singing.
Next, we got TCU at number 9, Texas.
Marry me, Juliet.
Got to whip out the hat for this one. Got Texas in this one. The vintage hat.
Oh, shit, bro. Is that vintage?
Yeah, it is, baby. I love it.
Hey. Well, real quick, me and Addison are both rocking new hats tonight.
Yep.
Except mine's just a bear eating a fish like it's from Alaska.
But TCU is definitely a decent team, but they just don't have enough to compete with this Texas team. I think Texas is going to end up winning the Big 12. So I got Texas in this one.
Yeah, give me Texas. They can score. I don't know, dude. Like every year we always say Texas is back, and then they always kind of fuck it up. So I said give me Texas. Not so fast. Give me TCU. I really think this is a game that Texas is going to fuck up.
What you got, Ian?
I got Texas, and I think it's going to be a shootout. I would take the over. Right now it's 63 points. Definitely would take the over on that one.
Yeah, and I agree with Ian. It's going to be a shootout, and that's what's dangerous about a game like that is it's hard to pick a solid lock team because TCU is going to score, Texas is going to score. It's a matter of which team can just get that extra one stop.
Yeah.
I'm taking TCU.
All
Texas fucking something up. Texas is not back. They'll never be back.
Next we have Missouri at number 21, Tennessee. I'm going to go with Tennessee in this one. They beat South Carolina last week. They played well last week. They actually won.
Couldn't have South Carolina. Dumbass.
South Carolina should have got the ball back, and they would have won the game. But I got to take Tennessee in this one because Alabama beat up on Missouri, and Missouri's just – I don't think they belong in the SEC, if anything.
Fuck the kid on the punt return team for South Carolina. You're a dumbass. If you watch this, I could have done better than you. Letting the ball hit your damn foot when the punt returner is yelling poison, poison, and pointing at the ball, and your dumbass gets hit by it. You cost me $30 fucking dollars, kid. Give me Tennessee. I regret saying it. I hate Tennessee. They can go die in a hole, but Mizzou is trash. Give me Tennessee just for the sake of I want to win this pick. But yeah, South Carolina, you need to fix your shit. Cut that kid's scholarship, get him off the team because he cost me $30 and he fucked a lot of people over.
I got Tennessee. Their offense didn't look too bad, and they just got Cade Mays, who's eligible for this week, big offensive lineman. So I think that Tennessee will win this game, and they will go over the over-under, which is 48.5. I feel like both offenses will score enough to pass that.
Okay. Next, we have number 12, North Carolina at Boston College. Got to go with North Carolina this one. Mac Brown, like I said, ACC championship in the next 3 years. Also, Sam Howell, really good within the offensive scheme. I'm going to stick with North Carolina. I think that winning this game will put them in the top 10, which I have them at number 10 right now, but I think they'll be in the top 10 next week.
Give me UNC. That's all I got to say.
North Carolina, yeah.
All right.
I don't pay enough attention to those. Well, I'm not being, funny. I don't watch much of the ACC unless it's Clemson or it used to be like Florida State too. I don't pay enough attention to them. Just give me UNC for the ranking.
All right, and then last pick is Arkansas at number 16, Mississippi State. I got to go with Mississippi State. Arkansas did look good in the first half against Georgia, but they just don't have the weapons, don't have anything. And, honestly, Mississippi State looked amazing against LSU last week with the air raid and Mike Leach. I'm going to go ahead and say another KJ is going to have a 500-yard passing game again against Arkansas, in my opinion.
All right, yeah, definitely give me a Mississippi State. Whenever Mike Leach was at Washington State, I would definitely pick him over anyone just because of his offensive mind. So give me Leach. I don't think Arkansas looked good in the first half last week. I think Georgia looked like crap. And, two different opinions, that's fine. But give me Mississippi State simply for the fact that this air raid may work in the SEC and it may dominate.
So I'm going to go with Mississippi State just because I don't think Arkansas is there yet, unless Felipe Franks and Hakeem – is it Hakeem Boyd? Is that his name?
Hakeem,
yeah.
Yep. Cool thing, if anyone's watched Last Chance U, Rakeem Boyd came from Last Chance U. So
yeah, if they decide to do better, they didn't really perform at all last week because I think Georgia really built their whole defensive strategy around stopping them too. But if they shine out, then I think Arkansas has a chance. But I would take the Mississippi State in this game, but I don't think they'll cover the 18-point spread.
Okay. And then so we have lock of the week, which is basically the guaranteed winner that we have every week. And I'm going to go ahead and go lock of the week. right here, Texas. I think they're going to go ahead and beat up on TCU, and they're going to win this game indefinitely.
All right, my lock of the week is going to be SMU over Memphis. I hate to say it because I'm a Memphis fan, but the health status of the Memphis team is unknown. Who's in condition to play? Who was sick? Who was it? You don't know. Was it DeMonte Coxey, literally the number one receiver who has glue for hands? Was it, our offensive line? Don't know. I'm taking SMU due to health factors. Lock of the week.
All
My
right.
lock, definitely Georgia. Georgia over Auburn. Lock of the week.
All right.
Tough. That's a tough-ass lock right there.
And then Jake usually likes to do the parlay of the week or parlays. I don't really do that much. So what you got there?
This week, my parlay was obviously my lock of the week is always going to be in my parlay.
Yep.
So if you want to win, I'm telling you right now, pick Mississippi State over Arkansas. Game 1. Game 2, SMU over Memphis. Game 3, only because of the money. And this is a solid ass bet, and it's going against what Ian said. Auburn over Georgia. If you hit that parlay, you hit big due to that last game right there. Because the first two they're going to hit. Mississippi State's not going to lose to Arkansas. Sadly, Memphis won't beat SMU for health reasons. Auburn beats Georgia. You hit a big win right there. 3-game parlay. That's it.
So I'll give just a quick one. Definitely taking Memphis over SMU. I feel like that's a solid – I'm taking the money line on Memphis. Then I think Georgia money line will win, and then Arkansas plus 18 over State. I don't think State will cover that one, and so that'll be a pretty decent payout with pretty decent odds.
Good point, though. So Ian added – he has 2 money lines. Can y'all hear that damn barking?
You're good. You're good. Keep going.
Okay.
I can hear you.
He added a spread. Mine are all money lines. So his third game, he claims the spread. Just know all of mine are money lines, straight up team over other team. He has his third game. You have to cover the spread. So just know mine is straight money lines. Like Memphis loses. Like, I don't want y'all to get that mixed up. If you're not a bettor and you don't know that, Ian's third game is not just straight up someone winning.
Yeah.
All right. That's all we got for this week. Closing thoughts, anybody?
Go.
I'm excited to see how it goes with this degenerate we have as our guest.
Yeah, we got with the video on Monday, we'll definitely talk about how much Ian lost or made.
Yeah.
Made. Okay, yeah.
No,
We'll say made for right now until Monday comes back around.
Off topic. I'm about to make 30 tonight
Hey.
off the dot, winning the series tonight.
when we record Sunday night and you're eating a Lunchable for breakfast the next morning and they get the video Monday, trust me, they're going to be like, I didn't take this guy's shit.
We'll throw Ian's Venmo in the bio on the video on Monday so y'all can send him some money.
I'll start a GoFundMe so we can provide Ian with enough money for gas to get to work.
Some addiction hotline. Drop it.
Yeah. Well, they like you can just call one of those casino hotlines that's like, do you have a gambling problem? We can put that definitely in the rundown for Sunday night so that you can call in and get some help.
Yeah. I've got an addiction to cocaine. Jake's got an addiction to I don't know what, and then Ian over here has got an addiction to gambling. So,
well, we already talked about it last Sunday that me and you we would deal drugs, so we can just say coke.
Yeah,
Or hair.
Hey,
Addiction.
Normalize being an addict.
Yeah, exactly. See, we already talked about that. Like, let's normalize being a drug addict.
All right, that's all we got. We'll be back Monday with a review of the weekend. Good to have you on, Ian. We'll see you Monday. As always.
Yeah, well, actually,
what?
We'll see him Sunday, but we will post.
We'll be recording, yeah. So y'all will see us back Monday.
Yeah, y'all will see us tomorrow because we're recording this Thursday night and it comes out Friday morning.
Yeah. All right, we'll see y'all later.
See ya.
Bye, guys.